The NASGP has 5 different programme areas in its GP locum curriculum. This video is part of programme 3, looking at all the practical steps involved in ensuring each of your consultations runs as smoothly as possible, right from before you even make the booking all the way through to arriving back home after the session. It's about what to do before you even start to think about taking bookings. The patient consultation is the most important part of our job, so we need to be fresh, rested and up to date, able to operate in our prime. If we don't programme in rest, recreation and learning, we'll have committed to too much work before we realise we need a break, and then it's too late. Cancelling booked work to take a holiday can be incredibly disruptive for all the practices you're due to cover for that time. And your reputation, even your livelihood, will suffer, perhaps irrevocably. Fortunately, this is completely avoidable, and it is so important for your resilience to take a holiday. Simply book your time off holidays well in advance, and doing this in locum booking software like Locum Deck guarantees you won't book locum work into your holidays. Formal learning events also need to be pre-planned, especially if there's a particular one you'd like to attend. And make sure you've built up some knowledge of the clinical IT systems you'll be using. Limit yourself to a reasonable maximum workload to begin with, and you can easily review this as your experience grows. Especially if you have a portfolio career, schedule in all your regular work commitments in advance so that you're not actually booking locum work when you're committed elsewhere. Again, locum IT systems like Locum Deck can be set to prevent you getting overbooked. So now it's time to take a look at how you've set yourself up as a business. As a self-employed locum, you're a formal legal trading entity, a bona fide business. This is your livelihood. I think of it as needing an extra layer of skin, like a mechanical exoskeleton that both protects you and makes you stronger, more able to thrive as a GP. Programme 2 of our GP locum curriculum is about the mindset of a GP locum, and so we've made this video that goes more into the way of thinking what you need to have as a locum when you're working in lots of unfamiliar practices. Like any reputable business, you are going to need a robust and implementable set of terms and conditions that you can enforce, allowing you to define basic ground rules about how you practice as an independent GP with a licence to practice unsupervised. And these must be in place before you accept any booking, otherwise you're putting your business, your career and livelihood at risk. Often locums are very wary of appearing to come across too rigidly, but tools like the Locum Terms and Conditions generator that we've built for you into Locum Deck not only looks professional and shows you're taking working as a GP locum seriously, but it also helps protect the practice. If you're nervous about being assertive with your T's and C's, consider joining a GP locum chambers, which gives you the support of a whole team. Programme 4 of our GP locum curriculum covers how locum chambers can help take your locum career to the next level. Like any resilient business, you need to ensure that what comes in is more than what goes out and are prepared for the worst. Financial insecurity tempts us to make rash decisions when it comes to booking sessions, so on the day itself we may have engineered ourselves into a position of enforced underperformance. So always take advice from specialist medical advisors, whether it's accountants or financial advisors or medical indemnity providers. We work closely with some here at the NASGP and can recommend services or provide discounts for NASGP members. Programme 5 of our GP locum curriculum is called When Things Go Wrong, and we have all sorts of advice about reducing the risk of complaints and why it's essential not to rely on state-backed indemnity schemes. NASGP also provides a handy online rates calculator to help you work out what rates to charge. As a GP locum, you can often work in the practices you choose. For some locums, this might be a way of choosing to work in a supportive environment, whereas for others it's a unique opportunity to support practices that really need your help, even helping shape how healthcare is delivered locally. In every case, even in practices that seem well organised, always keep your eyes open and your wits about you. It is a mistake to walk into a practice for the first time without knowing something about how it's run. A useful way to get some different perspectives about local practices is to talk to other locums. Chambers provide a safe environment to discuss issues or concerns about practices, and can even allow for everyone to provide more formal feedback direct to the practice. But otherwise, informal meetings like a First Five meeting or a regular locum group can be useful. Avoid asking no in WhatsApp groups unless you know everyone in the group. In terms of more objective evidence, recent CQC practice inspection reports can also help GPs work out what it will be like to work in a practice. At the end of the day, gleaning information about a practice is as much of an art as a science. And like the parable of the elephant and the 6 blind men, everyone's impression is different and it's never the whole picture. Now that you've completed the groundwork, you'll be in a much stronger position to book work that will allow you to thrive as a GP. Look out for the next part of Programme 3 of our GP Locum curriculum, which looks at actually taking the booking.